Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. So, we have the final update from this OP. Now, before you get into the story to hear how it finishes, I need to let you know, OP in the end is not as happy as he thought he would be. So even though this won't be the most uplifting way to end the year 2020, which let's face it, was not a great year, I do have two very good and uplifting stories waiting for you January the 1st to start 2021 with the best mood. So now, let's get started with the final update from Jacques Lecoq. This one's from user Jacques Lecoq. Papers signed. Got disclosure, more or less. Hello. I met with her and her lawyer today. I didn't get everything I wanted, but I got enough. We signed for an uncontested divorce. It will be official in about 2 months. That's the good news. I feel some relief from this, but really sad about the whole thing. First off, she did not or could not look at me throughout almost the entire proceeding. I'm not going to pretend to know what was going through her mind, but I would like to think she didn't have the balls to look me in the eye. She got a decent lawyer. At least he knew he got handed a dog's dinner. They asked if reconciliation was possible, and we did dangle it even though it is not possible. We asked for full disclosure of what she did. He had already had her write it out. What she wrote down, however, was less than what I already know. I read what she wrote down, and conveniently, the two fellas I didn't know the identity of were not included in it. My lawyer produced stills from the camera footage. Who is this? And who is this? Well, she wasn't very forthcoming with him either. They asked us to step out. We did. I didn't catch every word, but he didn't sound too pleased. When we came back in, I got a more truthful version. The two guys were online hookups and very recent. She'd been having an affair with effing Tom for more or less the whole time I've known her. She said she broke it off with him sometime after I proposed and until about a year into our marriage. I think I believe her on that. I mean, I shouldn't believe anything she says, but I did ask if she was ever faithful during our marriage. She started banging my coworker, Amber's husband, on July 4th of 2019. We had a 4th of July barbecue and she gave him head then at my house while I was there. She said she didn't love him, she just got off on it. During this year, she just got bolder and started hooking up with random guys from online sites. I'm pretty sure she probably had some parking lot hookups and such, but I didn't press on that. I asked the attorneys to give us the room for a bit, because I wanted to ask some private stuff. They walked out. I asked her why. Not why she cheated, why she married me. Why didn't she say no? She said she loved me. Huh, great way of showing it. She wanted to be married. She wanted the security. I was good in bed. But she's loved effing Tom for 10 years. He wasn't leaving his wife and her clock was ticking. So I was a meal ticket basically. She said I made her happy, but she wanted what she wanted. For those asking, they have both been fired. Amber raised hell at work. I didn't need to make a stink about anything. Soon-to-be ex-wife is living with her parents. I don't know what effing Tom and Mrs. effing Tom are doing. I was told it's none of my business. I think he is trying to stay married. If he stays married, I may have to give him a beating. I asked if there was anything else I ought to know. She told me she terminated a pregnancy 2 years ago because she didn't know who the father was. Wow, that was a low blow. In the beginning, we tried to have a kid, but we opted for the quit trying and enjoy the intimacy approach. I would have loved to have another kid, like a daughter I could spoil rotten. We were being intimate, unprotected, damn near daily. There's a huge chance this kid was mine. I will never know. This was enough to make me get up and walk out. Y'all can talk about a dodged bullet. I'm just thinking she killed my child. If anyone here has ever done any boxing, there's a point where the blows just keep coming, but you don't feel them. I mean, they're doing damage, but it doesn't hurt like the first few punches. It's just too much and you get numb to them. This is where I am at. She could tell me she started the Chicago fire and I wouldn't be surprised. I called the lawyers back in, told mine to go to plan B. Plan B is I took my demand for alimony off the table. I want the divorce agreement uncontested and signed. This is the fastest way. I wanted to say condition 2 to reconcile was for her to un-F all those other men. You know, something impossible. But there's no point to being clever here. Ain't gonna lie, the termination had me rattled. I don't want a monthly reminder of this woman, even in the form of a paycheck. So, at 5:43 p.m., she signed. In around 2 months, it will be official. I keep my house, my retirement funds, all my property, no alimony for either of us. She gets $73,000 from our savings, is not to contact me ever, and we are done. I do not care what happens to her now. I don't want to know what she'll do. I don't care. For her own good and anyone she meets in the future, I hope she goes to a shrink, but I am done giving a crap about this woman. I, in no way, feel like a weight has been lifted off of me. I've eaten a crab sandwich and this is all I can taste. I've had nothing to be happy about for 3 months and I'm not happy now. I don't see that in my future, like, at all. That termination has been on my mind since she said it. I think it's going to be in there for a long time. I don't know what I'm going to do in the immediate future or long term. Maybe when this is all finalized, I'll feel some kind of release. I don't know. Right now, I just want to be left alone. No more, "Aw man, sorry to hear that," or any of that. Right now, I just want quiet. This whole time, I've been thinking about everything I've ever done, and I don't see anywhere where I have done right, only where I've gone wrong. I know this is an awful mindset to have, but it's what I'm left with. All I can say is at least I got to keep my stuff this time, but I won't be doing this again. OP, I am so sorry that the ending of your divorce has to be like this. She put in that final punch and really messed with your head. Hopefully in time and with some work and support or help, you'll be able to get over that last thing she said that really got you rattled. Now, let's go take a look at some community comments with some of OP's responses, and then we're gonna take a look at another post, a very short one, that OP uploaded to kind of finish off this whole thing. Second Cup of Coffee says, regarding the termination, consider that may have been said to hurt you. It is possible it never happened. Also, how likely was it that she could have undergone something like that without you being aware of her having some time off to heal? OP responds, this is possible. I've been rummaging around in my head trying to remember when she might have been ill or if I was away for work to train other techs. I know I shouldn't do this and just roll with the punch and move on, but it is bothering the hell out of me. Training Box 2581 says, if you don't mind me asking, whatever happened to your first wife? And OP responds, no idea. I went no contact with her pretty much immediately and stayed no contact. Anyone who tried to inform me about her got shushed pretty quick. I paid my alimony, finished paying it, and then moved to Texas. I've occasionally imagined that she's a grizzled old barfly now. One can dream, right? But I've not thought much about her. Well, at least until this happened. Mr. Niz says, in her long confession, did she even once explain why she was taking all those crazy risks? I mean, not just getting caught, that was bound to happen. Believe me, your ex was no genius. I'm talking about intercourse with multiple unvetted partners, with no protection, sometimes multiples in a day, without cleaning up? Ew. Hope you're getting checked up on that. What are your plans going forward? Are you going to stay in this locale, given how swell you've been treated by the circle of friends that you and your wife shared? Me, I'd want nothing more to do with that place. I'd move to another city, Texas being such a huge state, or maybe Colorado. Your skill set is transportable. Why the hell not? What is keeping you there? OP responds, I've been tested for STDs and STIs several times and will continue to get checked often. Clean so far. As for my soon-to-be ex-wife, I honestly think she may be mentally ill. Narcissist? Nympho? Maybe? I don't know. I'm keeping my house. It's mine. I earned it. Gonna start remodeling the interior soon. Change how it looks a bit. You know, try to exorcise the demons. Plenty of good memories here as well. I'm not going anywhere. And now let's move on to the latest post OP has given us, where he doesn't talk about his ex-wife or his situation, but it's a small glimpse as to where OP's head is right now. May sound dumb, but any tips on getting a ring off a finger? What the title says, I like to play guitar, so I'd like to keep all my fingers. This thing has been on my hand for 6 years. I've tried olive oil, Crisco, butter, hot water, motor oil, WD-40. I'm starting to look at tools. I don't want to wear this thing any longer. I want to have 10 digits when it comes off. Raunchy Mex Muttbag says, very cold water on an ice pack. Add some dish soap and try to wiggle it off. If it still won't come off, Google the string trick to remove rings. OP responds, string trick worked like a charm. Thank you. Gonna Google the shortest route to Mount Doom now. Also, I was looking at my ring tan line. Funny, soon-to-be ex-wife didn't have one when I saw her with the lawyers. Gave me a chuckle. Reminded me of some skit I saw a few years ago. Thank you. And that's it. That's all we know from OP. Hopefully, with work, support, and time, he'll be able to heal his wounds and move forward. That's as much as we can do from where we are. And so we've reached the end of the video. I truly hope you guys liked it. If you did, go ahead and click like. Of course, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Also, here are more videos from my channel that you might enjoy. And having said all that, I will see you guys on the next video.